Welcome back to Lobotomy Corporation. I'm Grillmastah. Today we have the Child of Galaxy. The Child of Galaxy is an abnormality that appears as a little boy. Says random things while they're in there, and it appears to be crying. When you go to send an employee in, the attachment, instinct, insight, and repression are all at high. It's about normal on all of them. It does seem to vary sometimes, even with it being there, where it will end up in the middle. The Child of the Galaxy knows everything from Courtney. The remnants of longing blossom on the sorrowing heart. Employee Courtney can't take a step after seeing the Child of the Galaxy's sobbing face. I know wherever you go, is what the Child of the Galaxy tells Courtney. So afterwards, the Child of the Galaxy gives Courtney a gift. This gift is not like Letitia. When Courtney goes into another abnormality, and the Quel'th counter is at 1, Courtney dies. Because the Child of the Galaxy gets lonely. And anybody who has the gift, when this hits 0, also dies. To raise it back up from 0, all you have to do is send in another employee, and they'll complete their session. Upon completing it, it goes back up, and the Child of the Galaxy stands back up. But then the employee that had gone in proceeds to get the next gift. It's best just to leave the employee here and have it constantly go in. You can make this raise higher, and if it's higher, you can send them into another abnormality, and it'll just drop by 1. The story of Child of the Galaxy. It was a middle of the night when fog was gracefully covering the world. A child with bare feet was gazing at me without a word. I stopped, because I saw the sadness hanging on his face. He was crying, and his dreamy eyes filled with sorrow and grace. I gave him my help. He smiled, and his sorrow melted. The child's tear dropped as a star came down from the sky. The world fell into sleep, as if it was trapped in an ecstatic lullaby. The night when the galaxy descended with bare feet. An excerpt from the diary of employee redacted, who committed suicide. A boy with big eyes and a skin that resembles starry night sky. He is fairly shy, but doesn't show any fear or hostility towards others. He becomes very friendly after forming a certain level of friendship with someone. He shows a strong attachment towards the act of contacting with others. If the boy and an employee reach a certain level of intimacy, he gives a small pebble to his friend. The employee feels happiness and vigor while in possession of the pebble. However, it will do something else other than good if the employee enters another containment chamber than his. If an employee with the pebble, which is the sign of friendship, dies, the abnormality shows deep grief on his or her death. The diary of employee redacted. Oath XX. I looked into his eyes for a long time. I spaced out a little bit because his eyes were so dreamy. I wanted to pet him, but my coworkers told me not to have personal feelings towards the abnormalities. Oath XX. I told him my name. He repeated it with his eyes bigger than usual, as if he found out a big secret. When he called my name, it felt like it became something more than just a familiar thing that I had been living with. Oath XX. When someone else entered his chamber, he did not follow that employee or looked for me. I felt somewhat basely victorious after hearing the news. He likes me, not you. Oath XX. The moment I entered the boy's room, he jumped into my arms while crying. I had to keep telling him that I will come back regularly from now on. When I finally put him out of my arms, with a little bit of struggle, a small white pebble dropped into my hand. Please don't lose it, and don't give it to anyone else, the boy murmured. Oath XX. Do you like that bird more than me? The boy asked quietly after seeing me, who had just finished work on the big bird. I asked him, how did you find out what I was doing? I know everything. Wherever you go, wherever you go. His gaze lied on the pebble, and he smiled. His eyes gave me goosebumps. Oath XX. I tried to throw away the pebble, but it was not something I could do. I don't even understand what is going on. You still love me, right? The boy smiled at me. He smiles, 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 smiles. Oath XX. I can't get this pebble off my body. My only hope is that someday the boy will get tired of me. I'm waiting for that day. But will it ever come? People tell me I'm an excellent employee. You idiots don't know anything. Shut up. The final entry. I can't take it anymore. I can't escape from him. I thought I was in charge, but the truth is that I was just a plaything in this boy's whole hand the whole time. Whatever I do, wherever I go, I hear his whispers. I will end it, but I am not even sure I can end it or not. I came from afar. I am so glad to meet you. Become a pebble, and let's walk the galaxy with me. I hear his whisper and breath. What follows is pitch black darkness, like the night when I met him. Management Tip 1. Earn a token of friendship by completing the work successfully. A token of friendship will constantly recover HP and SP in relation to the quoth counter. The quoth counter will increase when an employee with the token of friendship completes their work. Number 3. When an employee with the token of friendship performs the work of another abnormality, the employee will receive damage in relation to the child counter's quoth counter, and the quoth counter will decrease. Number 4. When an employee with the token of friendship dies, the quoth counter will decrease by 4. Number 5. When the quoth counter reaches 0, the employee with the token of friendship will die. And you can see it's common all across the board. It's about even for everything. The gift is pretty good. The weapon is rather nice, honestly. And the armor itself is pretty good too, other than against black damage. It is a non-escaped object as well, but if the quoth counter reduces, it will kill your employee. I hope this was of help, and until next time.